Alright, this morning's ride is going to go from Boona out to Queen Mary Falls and then come back to Beaudesert, and we're going to have lunch at Beaudesert. This is with the motorcycle newbies and seasoned riders, and we have a total of, I believe, 73 riders at this point. On this morning's ride, I'm going to be the tech support. Tech support's duties basically contain if anybody has any problems whatsoever, I'm supposed to take care of it. If they've had an accident or whatever, get their bikes going again, fix them up with any first aid, or call an ambulance or tow truck or anything like that. So I work my way up and down through the convoy, and if anyone breaks down or whatever, I pull over and I render them assistance until we get them going, and then I catch up with the group again and eventually pass the baton to Charlie. Okay, when we've arrived at this particular ford crossing, unbeknownst to us, it was incredibly slippery. We've come in very slowly at about walking speed, and one rider has gone down. In the process of avoiding them, other riders, as they've attempted to take evasive action, they've also gone down. We found it very, very slippery underfoot. We struggled to pick the bikes up because we couldn't get enough grip with our boots. Eventually we got all the bikes up to scratches, but only hurt the ride really, and we continued on with the ride. Example of what the tech support does. This particular rider was one of the ones that fell over on that board. His bike seemed to be smoking a bit, so we gave it a quick check over to make sure everything was okay, and we continued on. Everything was fine.
That's Queen Mary Falls. It's down the valley towards Boona and basically way up to Brisbane. Let's go. Got lots of bikes here today. I think there's 72 of them.
I'm going to play this through at full speed, then I'm going to slow it down. But it happens very quickly at pure speed, so just watch what comes out of the top right hand corner of the screen. Now what's just happened is I've actually been impacted by something. I don't know if you picked up what it was, but at full speed I didn't pick what it was, but it's actually hit me in the chest and I'm actually struggling to breathe. It's actually shocked my chest that much. I'm actually out of breath and I'm trying to get a proper breath, so I'm slowing down and eventually I give up and stop and actually get off of the bike, try and regain my composure.
Oh, fuck. I'm still recording. Hopefully that actually came out on the camera. I think it was a bird, but fuck, that hurt. Oh, shit.
Now I'm playing it at about 10% of speed. You can actually see what I've impacted, but it actually bounces off of my chest across the tank and then goes in under my left hand. You'll actually see it lying there right next to the tank. I ended up going back for it and it was in worse condition than I was.
I've gone back about, that's that big tree in the distance just before the corner. I've come back to see my bird. Fuck, that hurt. Sorry buddy, I think you're dead. Damn, hit me right in the chest. Let's get you off the road. Oh, it fucked you more than it fucked me. Sorry birdie. All your guts is hanging out.
Here is a crashed rider, so I'm stopping to render assistance, check him out as far as first aid is concerned, make sure he hasn't banged his head or anything. And once we get his bike out and started, make sure everything's okay, I basically send everybody else on forward to catch up with the group, and I stay behind until this guy gets going. So we're now riding relatively slowly because he's sort of trying to get his composure after crashing his bike, and we're not going very fast at all, and the next thing I know, I get stung by a wasp at exactly the wrong moment. You'll actually see me come into the corner, but I don't do anything. I virtually ride straight on. It's at the exact wrong moment that the wasp bites me right in the back, just sort of behind the right kidney, and I just pause for that half a second, and it's enough to put me offline. The next thing I see is the embankment coming up, and I do not want to go over this embankment because it's very steep, it's very deep, and there are a lot of big trees. So I do my utmost to keep my poor bike at the top of this hill, to keep it on the bitumen. I succeed, but I don't keep it on its wheels. You're about to see what happens. I do slow it down so you can see it, and then I go back over. Now here I've used Google Maps, and I've actually put a mark on the road exactly where the accident occurred, and you can see the sort of terrain that we're in. We couldn't get the wasp sting out of my back, so I continued on to the QE2 hospital in Brisbane, and they actually had to cut my back open to actually get it out because it had big barbs on it. They couldn't just pull it out of my back. Worst injury was my thumb. It's basically been folded back almost all the way to my wrist, so it's now all taped up. They x-rayed it, couldn't believe it wasn't broken, but yeah, I've now got like a wrist brace on that also supports my thumb. And this is, what's today, Tuesday. This accident happened on the Saturday, and tomorrow I'm going in for physiotherapy on the thumb just to see if we can get it moving again. A couple of days later, I went back with another camera and actually filmed the scene of the incident. The GoPro is not in particularly good nick, so I used a different camera, but you can actually see the original white post that I flattened in the accident. The next one has got a couple of chips out of the paint, and you can actually see just how deep this little gully is. It's all covered in grass, and then all these big trees hanging around. So the last thing I wanted to do was go down there.